YouTubers, what we are going to do today is we're going to take the rotary blade from the Cameo 4 and we are going to cut felt with it. It's actually really easy to do. The key to this is a sticky mat. And pretty much past that, you cut and go. But it's really easy and kind of fun to do. So let me go show you what you need and we'll get going. Alright, so you will need a rotary blade. They're kind of hard to come by right now in the craziness of the virus. You might have luck at your local stores. Hobby Lobby and Michael's might carry them, and but Amazon and all the big stores are currently out of stock. I'll put a link down eventually when Amazon gets more in stock. And this is only something you can do on the Cameo 4. The rotary blade will only work in the second carriage of the Cameo 4. It won't work in any of the other ones. And then you're going to need felt. I bought this felt off Amazon. It's actually, I really like it. I wish it came in bigger sheets, but it just cuts a little bit cleaner if you ask me. But this is just good old, I don't know, dollar felt. Is it even dollar? Whatever. This is Hobby Lobby cheap felt from the big racks at Hobby Lobby. Both of them cut. So whichever one you want. I'm going to put these on some placemats for me. So I think this one just looks a little fuzzier. So we're going to go with this one from Amazon. But any felt will work. You have a 3mm clearance on the Cameo 4. So just don't try to shove some really ridiculously thick felt in there, or else you're going to have problems. So just keep that in mind. But any felt should work. What I've been using is good old contact paper. And I've been using it to go on my mat. So basically what you need is a really sticky mat. Well, the problem is you're putting a really fuzzy thing and trying to keep your mat sticky. It's not going to go well. You're only going to get a couple uses before the felt just bunches all up under your Cameo and you're ready to scream. So what I've been doing instead is cutting off some contact paper and then putting it here to keep my mat, and to keep my felt actually on my mat. So that's the key to getting this to work. And then we're gonna do red, white, and blue stars for 4th of July, summer. And I got some burlap placemats. We're just gonna glue them on. I don't know if anybody wants to do that, but it's a little project. All right, so this is my standard mat I've been using. And I just cut off a piece of the contact paper. I use my self-healing cutting mat and my rotary cutter. They work really well for this. And know that it's not, so you can see where my other stars were cut. This isn't the best thing, and I don't know if I'd recommend doing it to like a brand new mat. All right. So, and what I've been doing is you're going to put the contact paper side down. Now, I'm using a Cricut mat. It is a little bit thicker than the silhouette mats and in turn can sometimes cause more force. So if, for whatever reason, yours isn't cutting like mine is, you might want to increase the force because this kind of, as a side effect, can increase the force essentially. So keep that in mind. And then you have to peel it off, which is probably the hardest thing of all of this. And so you have a super sticky spot. So you have a super sticky spot for your felt now. I've been taking this off after every year, so I don't just leave it here, because it cuts up with the rotary blade. And we're going to put our felt on here. Press it down. Now you can get several cuts off of this one piece. So that's it. And we're going to go set it up in the software and put it through the machine. Alright, so we're in Silhouette Studio. This is the version that we're using, the 4.3.341. And I just have a 12-inch Cameo 4. And so what I did is I cut a bunch of stars I made a bunch of stars. So if you have business edition or higher, you can use, it's called Flexi Shapes, and make your own stars. So you can click on it and see I have 7, 8, 9, 10. I can control how many little points I have, and then this little one shows how far in or out they come. And then you can weld them, and then double click on them, and it'll give you edit points. So you can make your own funky little fun stars. Or can have a little more country vibe if you wanted to. I'll put these stars up online so that if you want them, you can have them. If you don't have, it's Designer Edition Plus or Business Edition, I believe. Somebody can yell at me in the comments if I'm wrong. I'm sure you will. So, and I just kind of squished them all in here. My felt is 8 by 8. So we're trying to keep it within 8 by 8. This is my little spacing, my little guide over here. So basically I've just made my little stars and I'm trying to cram as many as I can in here. So you're going to put whatever shape you want into and hit send. Now my Cameo 4 is hooked up and turned on, and I have the Rotary Blade in the second slot. Now if you come over here, the default is sometimes cardstock. And you'll get this because obviously tool 2 is not meant to cut cardstock. So that's why it's giving you this message. And then notice that we're all blue. The reason we're blue is because it's tool 2. This is tool 1, and I've got it no cut. So this is tool 2. So we're going to go down to acrylic felt. And then you're going to select all of these and then rotary cut, and then I've just been using the settings that are here, and then know that it's going to give you all these crazy little circles. It's the Rotary Blade turning so that it can make the right turns, and it can go out of your little section because you've got your extra little piece of contact paper down, so it'll just cut that. But just make sure that none of your little marks are going to be in the middle of your shape. See, like this one's going to cut off the point of this star a little bit. That's kind of the only downfall of this Rotary Blade, is that like I wanted to cut a bunch of squares for a quilt I was working on, and it's just going to put a bunch of little marks in the middle of my squares. So this is kind of the only annoying part of this. But if not, you don't have a Rotary Blade that can turn, and gosh only knows what you're going to get. So past that, we're just going to shove it through the machine, and it's kind of loud when it does this, and it will cut out our stars. All right, so when you get the Rotary Blade, this little collar is all the way out to keep the blade from being exposed in the package. So make sure you screw it all the way down so the blade's fully exposed. It's a little round blade in there. All right, so I have my Rotary Blade in Carriage 2. This is a biology book. It just kind of makes my mat a little bit flatter with my machine. So there's not a big hump. We're gonna hit load and let it roll. All right, and before you take it off, you're gonna want to pull it up and make sure that it's cut most of it so that you know to take it out. Alrighty, so past that, you're just gonna pull off, and it seems to have some trouble getting the little pointy point stars, but past that, you're just gonna pull them off. And that's all the fuzzy that we saved our mat, and then these are our little stars. And that's all there is to it. We did get a couple that got a little too close to the edge, so they lost a little couple points. But I'm going to do my red and my white, and then we're going to make some placemats real quick. And I'm just going to put my felt right back over that same little spot we have. And when I'm done with the day, with all my cutting of felt for the day, I'm going to take it all off. All right, so those are all my little stars cut out. Here's some more little stars. So they're all cut out. And then what, this is my leftover contact paper. Peel it up as much as you can. Where your stars are cut, obviously, it's been cut by the Rotary Blade. So what I found is the best method is the big scraper. And just scrape it off. It's a bit of a pain in the butt, but it's a bit cheaper than a new mat every time you want to cut some felt. So, pretty much how it works. So, and then this way you can actually reuse this mat for something else. So I've got it all scraped off now. This is kind of hard on the mats to do, and I wouldn't recommend doing this with like a brand new mat. This is kind of good for a sort of sticky mat that's kind of working on its way out. And then that way you're not destroying a brand new mat. But this is kind of hard on the mats. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my little stars. These are some Burlap Placements I got on good old Amazon. And I'm just going to glue, it's some fabric glue from Hobby Lobby. Glue some stars onto it. So then that way, some festive summer placemats for my kitchen. But I'm not going to bore you with all of this, but just in case you're wondering what we're doing with all the stars, that's what. So these are my finished little placemats. Little star over there. Kind of a fun little project. Something to be on my table for summer. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And I'll be back with another tutorial soon. Thank you so much for watching.